Solve the following equations by factoring. Okay, we have 2x squared plus 5x equals 3. For factoring, we need to bring 3 to the left side. So subtract 3 from both sides. Minus 3, we get 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0. This is a trinomial, and according to the instruction we need to factor. Okay, let's factor this. So when a trinomial factors, it factors as a product of two binomials. Okay, so 2x squared, the only way 2x is 2 factors is 2 times 1. 2 times 1, don't have to write 1, and x squared is x times x. Okay, the only way 2x squared factors is 2x times x. And we have negative 3, and 3 also factors only one way, 1 times 3 or 3 times 1. So we need to play with that, and at the same time we have to get plus 5 in the middle. If I put minus 3, right, let's say 3 here and 1, to get negative, one of them should be negative and the other should be positive. If I put, let's say, to get plus here, plus and minus, and make sure at least we are sure about the first and last term. I'm not sure about the middle term. And when we FOIL, when we distribute the middle two terms, 2x times negative 1, negative 2x, plus 3 times x plus 3x, and they produce plus x plus 1x, not plus 5x. So plus 3 minus 1, no, this is not gonna work this way. So we need to switch. Let's see. Okay, the good thing is 3 is only way factors 1 times 3 or 3 times 1. Let's say 1 times 3. To get plus, I want to put plus on the in front of the bigger, minus 1. Okay, 3 times negative 1, negative 3. First and last terms are taken care of, only the middle. 2x times 3, 6x. Negative 1 times x, negative 1x. 6x minus 1x, 5x, positive. Yeah, we have plus 5x, so this is good factoring. So you need to play with couple of numbers, and as soon as we have factoring done, then from this factor we have a product of two things equals 0. That implies either 2x minus 1 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, now solve for x, solve for x. So isolate x, subtract 3, so x equals negative 3. In this case, add 1, then divide by 2. Okay, when we add 1, we get 2x equals 1. Here x equals negative 3. This part is done. Now divide by 2, we get x equals 1/2 and negative 3. Okay, and negative 3. So there are two answers. If we plug these numbers into the original equation, they'll satisfy. So this is the answer. Alternatively, there is a shortcut way to do this type of problems when the leading coefficient is not 1. So we are trying to solve 2x squared plus 5x equals 3. In any case, we need to bring 3 to the left side, so subtract 3 from both sides. 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0. Now we're going to move 2 to the last term. Okay, cancel 2, divide. Now we multiply by 2. 3 times 2, it becomes 6. So I multiplied first and last term. Then I have now x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, now this is easier to factor. Okay, this is much easier to factor because we have 1. So we factor as a product of two binomials, x squared, x, 6. That's 6 times 1. To get positive is plus, is minus. Okay, this will be always a good factoring. Since we divided by 2, multiplied by 2, now we need to divide by 2. Only to the numbers, divide by 2, divide by 2. Then we have x plus 3 and x minus 1/2 equals 0. So from this we get x equals, x plus 3 becomes 0 when x equals negative 3. X minus 1/2 becomes 0 when x equals 1/2. So negative 3 and 1/2 are the answers that we had same thing earlier. Let's do part B. Okay, right hand side is 0, that's good. Nothing in common in all three terms, so we want to factor as a product of two binomials equals 0. So 1, the only way 1 factors is 1 times 1. To get negative 1, one of them should be positive and the other should be negative. Negative positive or positive negative. Okay, we'll take care in a moment. Now 12. So there are several ways to factor 12. 4 times 3, 4 and 3, because we have 1 and 1, it's kind of easier to work with. 4 and 3 make 7 or 1, so we have 4 now. It's not going to work. 12, 6 times 2, 12. 6 and 2 make 4, so 6 and 2. Okay, to get negative 4, maybe negative 6 and plus 2, we'll check. Okay, this is not, but this is going to work. So 12x squared is same as 6 and 2. 12 is 6 and 2. X squared is 6x 2x now. Okay, now to get negative 4x, our first and last term. Okay, first 6x times 2x, 12x squared, that's good. Last 1 times 1 is good. We need to worry with about the middle term. To get negative 4x, 6x times 1, 6x, 2x times 1, 2x, and to get negative, so we have to make this negative. Negative 1 and positive 1. We can check. 6x times negative 1, negative 6x. 1 times 2x plus 2x. Negative 6x plus 2x is negative 4x. Okay, and 1 times 1 is 1. Plus minus minus. So everything else is good. Now we solve for x. We got a product of two things equals 0. That means either 6x plus 1 equals 0 or 2x minus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1. In this case, add 1. We get 6x equals negative 1, or we get 2x equals 1. Now divide by 6 to isolate x, so x equals negative 1/6. Divide by 2 to isolate x, so x equals 1 over 2 1/2. So I'm going to put together. So negative 1/6 and 1/2 are the answers. If we plug these numbers into the original equation, we should get 0. Okay. Again, we can change the leading coefficient 12 to 1 and make the factoring easier. So we can do in this way. 12x squared minus 4x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, as in the previous question, 12 times 1, 12. Okay, we move 12 around, so x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. Now this is much easier to factor because x squared x 12, we have to get 4. 12 is 6 times 2, 12. And to get negative, here negative positive. Now since we multiplied by 12, now we need to divide by 12. Just divide the numbers. Now we get x minus 6 over 12 is 1/2. X plus 2 over 12. 2 goes 12 6 times, so 1 over 6. Now we have a product of two factors equals 0. From the first factor, x minus 1/2 becomes 0 when x equals 1/2. X plus 1 over 6 becomes 0 when x equals negative 1/6. And we have the same answer earlier. Okay, we have the same answer. Next, part C. Part C, so we have again not 1 in leading coefficient. Right hand side is 0, that's good. And nothing in common from these three terms, so we want to factor. We want to factor as a product of two binomials. Again, trial and error method. 5 is 1 times 5 or 5 times 1. Okay, 6x squared. 6 has a couple of choices. 6, maybe 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. 6 times 1. I don't know. We need to try. Okay, and 5 times 1. So 6, let's say 2x, 3x, and 5 times 1. Okay, and to get negative 5, one is negative, the other will be positive. At least first and last term, we don't have to worry about first and last term. Let's FOIL, distribute, and see if we get middle term. Okay, to get negative, I want to put negative here and positive here. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. We need to multiply middle terms, so this to this and this to this. That's how we get middle term. 2x times 1, 2x, positive 2x, 5 times 3x, negative 15x, negative 15 plus 2, negative 13x. Oh, we don't have that, so this is not good. Okay, so 5 and 1 not gonna work. Let's try 1 and 5 maybe. Okay, let's try 1 and 5, other way around. And to get negative, I want to put negative here and positive here. Let's multiply this to this, this to this. We get 2x times 5, negative 10x, plus 1 times 3x, plus 3x. Negative 10x plus 3x is negative 7x. Yeah, we have that down. Okay, if this did not work, then we have to go 6x squared is not 2x, 3x. We have to go for 6x times 1x. Okay, so this is a good factoring. So we're going to erase this part. Now we are done. So we have now this product of two factors equals 0. So either 2x plus 1 equals 0 or 3x minus 5 equals 0. Subtract 1, add 5. Okay, so 2x equals negative 1 or 3x equals 0 plus 5. Divide by 2, so x equals negative 1/2 or 3x equals 5. Divide by 3, so x equals 5/3. So basically we got negative 1/2 and 5/3. Okay, if we plug these numbers into the original equation, we get 0 equals 0. So these are indeed answers. Alternatively, we can make our factoring easier. Okay, 6x squared minus 7x minus 5 equals 0. Move this 6 times 5, 30. So we can write x squared minus 7x minus 30 equals 0. Now the leading coefficient is 1, so it's easier to factor. X squared, x times x, and 30. Let's try a couple of 30. 6 times 5, 6 and 5, 11 or 1, not 7. 30, 10 times 3, 10, 3 makes 7. Okay, 10 and 3. To get negative, negative goes on the bigger, positive here, because we have to get negative 30. Okay, now we multiplied by 6 earlier. Now we need to divide by 6 here, and we get x minus 10 over 6. We can put this in their lowest terms. 2 divide 6 3 times. 10/6 is same as 5/3. Okay, we can cancel 2 from top and bottom. X plus 3/6. 3 divide 6 2 times. So 3 over 6 is same as 1/2 equals 0. So we have a product of two things equals 0. That means either this factor 0 or this factor 0. So from the first factor, x minus 5/3 becomes 0 when x equals 5/3. 5/3 minus 5/3 is 0. X plus 1/2 becomes 0 when x equals negative 1/2. And these are the same answers. Okay.